Okay then, Helldivers, we are back. We've got loads to go over today as a new Reckoning story has hit our dispatch notices, including a walrus. Yep, I never ever thought that that sentence would leave my mouth, but we've got to take a look at that one today as it appears that magic does exist in Helldivers 2. We've also got our final reward from the Festival of Reckoning, a final gift parting for the 31st of December, and we've got to take a look as it appears that some of the team at least are making their way back and content is starting to be worked on inside of the game again. We're going to go through all of that today for the final day of 2025. I'm wishing all of you guys an incredible happy new year and hopefully you all have an amazing evening going into 2026. With that being said, let's dive on in. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, GamerSerps, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers alike with the most effective and healthy energy drink option. And as of the 9th of January, we are actually launching our brand new Gamerade, which is a beautiful cocktail of creatine and hydration chems. This is going to keep you guys at your top performance while gaming. And if you want to get involved with our giveaway for super credits, well, it's very, very simple. Head down to the comment section and just put in an eyes emoji. So I've got a feeling we're going to need to be watching this game come 2026. I'm intrigued. Let's dive on into the game and see what's happening right now in Helldivers 2. So starting off, we received a really, really odd dispatch note yesterday evening, and it stated that a Reckoning story is on the midst. To augment holiday cheer, the Helldivers are reminded of the classic tale of Wally, the white-nosed walrus. Wally was ostracized from the other walruses at the weapons factory because of his odd white nose. He wasn't included in walrus games, but one day there was a terrible storm and the factory shut down. Wally indicated to his superiors that several of the other walruses had made concerning comments about the righteousness of Super Earth's wars. They were arrested and the storm had ended, and production continued. Just in time, Wally's bravery had saved the Festival of Reckoning. Now, a very interesting story indeed. The main reason for that is I have never ever really seen much like this go into our dispatch notices. So is there sort of like a story there to read between the lines, or am I just dripping full of copium? I have no idea. But it does seem that they seem to be leaning into the story of dissidents massively for the last month, with no real reason as to why. So maybe come January, we've got some big things in the midst with regards to a dissident movement. And not only that, but somebody on Reddit made a very valid point, and it states right here, apparently arresting dissidents can calm storms. Magic is real in Helldivers. One true flag buff when... Well, I can happily say that I actually do agree with this, so Arrowhead, I'm gonna leave this one in your court. If you're watching this, a comment would be greatly appreciated. Moving on from that, though, we've got our final gift coming in from the Festival of Reckoning. As we all know, the FOR is going to be ending on the 31st of December, which is today, and we've got the final airburst rocket launcher for the next 24 hours. So that is going to be the final stratagem you should be receiving, or at least to my knowledge, in this Festival of Reckoning. We'll see where we go into January next year and what it is that happens with those experimented stratagems that we've been utilizing just recently. But we hopefully will find out very soon what is going to be happening with all of that, as it does appear that just because some people are on holiday doesn't mean that everybody is. As somebody had asked a Baskinator on the status on Discord saying RIP until January, so I would assume nothing until then yes. And the Baskinator responded quite comfortably with, my vacation does not equal to a studio vacation. So I got a little bit intrigued and started having a bit of a dig around. And it appears that yes, as of yesterday on the 30th of December, at least some of the studio have now returned. We can take a look at the history updates here on the Steam DB for Helldivers 2, and we can comfortably see that about 7 days ago they stopped work on the game, or at least in the Steam DB files on the back end on the 24th of December 2025. And then yesterday from the 30th it had all resumed. So it appears that some people only got a week off and they're now back on the grind, as codes are now starting to change inside of the back end for Steam DB, at least here on the game. Extremely intriguing indeed, as players have been waiting for something big to come, and we have been praying that this Festival of the Reckoning will end quickly so we can roll into whatever content it is that they're actually planning on giving us. I think I can speak for all Helldivers included when I state that we are ready for what it is that 2026 has to offer. Not only that, but it appears that the community is sat at a steady pace now. We've found our baseline of players, and as you can see right here via the Steam charts at least, there are 18 15,000 players playing right now, but there are 35,000 in a 24-hour peak period. It is a very, very interesting one because they've managed to hold the numbers through probably one of the quietest periods that we've seen for a little while. I really hope that everyone at Arrowhead has enjoyed their holidays, but it is now time to get into new content and hopefully a ram load of stuff coming in 2026. Now, to give you guys a quick update though on the Galactic War map, as we have got only 12.5 hours remaining on the major order, we are currently 3 planets ahead, so there would have to be 3 planet takeouts for this to actually operate. We've got no defense campaigns going on at the moment, so I would state that we're likely to actually win this one, and with quite an advance indeed. It really leads to question what it is that's going to happen tomorrow on January 1st, as we do have the liberate more planets than are lost during the order duration as the major order, and we all know that that generally ends an arc story. We've already seen one of them inside of this last couple of weeks. Hopefully this is the last one and we can roll into a brand new story, fresh for 2026. Again, is my copium just absolutely ramparted or what? I really, really hope that they've got something planned for this, man, because my lord, we have been begging for this game to finally pick back up, and I've been trying to jump back into it and just getting a little bit bored of the same enemies and the same missions, and maybe it's just me, but I am just a little bit burnt out. I've got over 2,000 hours on the game. I really hope that they pull something through so that I can claw that 3,000 at some stage. Taking a look at your freezing comments, though, from the previous video where we spoke about the latest new stratagem of the Smoke Barrage, you guys had a lot to actually speak about on this. This first one right here states that the barrage with smoke would have been perfect for a rapid acquisition missions, if only they were still available. This is... It's so funny the way that the Helldivers community genuinely communicates, and I think that having a sort of idea of accepting somebody for who they are does seem to be what the case is, for at least for Arrowhead. Trying to accept the fact that they work the way that they work and they issue things the way that they issue things may well be the only way to go forward with this game, and hoping that they make the right decision moving forward. But yeah, the barrage of smoke would have been really good for the rapid acquisition missions. Moving forward from that though, this next one states right here, coming from Megalodon. What if they just did different payloads on the mechs to make them different? Emancipator can be the heavier build one that can get armor and weapons that weigh more, like autocannons or anti-tank cannons, while the Patriot can be more of a nimble mech with a smaller payload and get like a jump pack and can hold 2 miniguns, cluster rockets, flamethrower, etc. So the Emancipator can be the AT, while the Patriot is more of the crowd control, which is actually a very, very clever idea, and the way that they could implement that is actually really, really simple in terms of what it is that you can issue for each one. It means that you wouldn't just have one mech overall, you'd have like a light mech and a heavy mech, and that really sits in really well with the way that Helldivers actually issues their models inside of the game, with like armor being a light armor and a heavy armor, one being faster, one being tankier. I think it could really work, man, and if anyone from Arrowhead is watching, I would really recommend taking a look at that one and putting it on the whiteboard. I know you've got one. And moving in from the final comment states right here from Magma, they should have had made the new stratagems available for all planets. Now, this is the one thing that confuses me, is obviously we had one of the subscribers, Pardo, who managed to get a top comment the other day for having these stratagems as sort of like a tech test for the stratagems. Wonder if they're going to come in a little bit later down the line, and I do think that that may well have been the case. I don't know why they limited it just to the individual planets, because I don't know about you, but you kind of do get bored on playing on those specific planets for weeks on end. But it is intriguing to know what it is that they're going to do with it. I also think that they should have made all of the stratagems permanently unlocked, so we received 3 new red stratagems as a Festival of Reckoning present. I mean, there's still time. You never know. At the end of this reckoning, they may just make them publicly available. We'll have to wait and see. Nonetheless, unfortunately, that's all we got time for today. If you haven't already, make sure you're smashing that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. I want to say a massive thank you to all of you for an incredible year of content here on the Cloud Plays channel, and thank you so much for supporting me in my dream becoming a reality every single day. Happy New Year to you all, and have an incredible night. And as always, I'll see you in the clouds.